friends, welcome to my video. These are my thoughts on Ash vs. Evil Dead Season 3 Episode 4. This episode is called Unfinished Business, another episode I love. Spoilers for everything Evil Dead leading up to including this episode. The episode is rated TVMA, so will this video be? Let's dive right in. So yeah, I thought they did a really great job following up on, I don't think I called it out, but yeah, the fact that Pablo wasn't there in the truck after running over, the Dalton, that's his name. Yeah, I think they're doing a really great job with the whole. This is the third time we've seen evil Pablo, or I guess fourth if you count the really intense orderly in the the hallucinations in the hospital. But yeah, the whole thing of him trying to get into the camper RV thing, and actually let me go back slightly with Kelly and Brandy together was really great. This thing of, they're both like, yeah, okay, Ash kind of sucks, but I like when Kelly called Brandy Daria. Yeah, that's, and let's see, we have the yeah, I appreciate, Kelly again, like she did with what was her name again? Linda. She's like, hey, I get this. I lost loved ones to this too. Instead of like just shouting, get a hold of yourself. It's again this thing of like, at the risk of being gender essentialist, this stereotype of this positive stereotype that women are good communicators and are very empathetic. There's so many American action and horror movies and such where a man will just shout at a woman to get it together, and it's like that's not going to work. That's not the whereas this thing of saying, hey, I get where you're coming from. Let's we get through this together. You're not alone in this kind of thing. Let's see. Yeah, I liked when, I guess it is probably just called I'm All Out of Love, but the song is playing on the radio while they're struggling. Let's see. Yeah, and this thing of, Pablo manages to bite into the Kelly's leg, and the dagger is dropped, though they do find it afterwards. And them trying to, Kelly is trying to ram the car so that Pablo will fly off, which doesn't work immediately, and this whole thing. I like the thing with like, Pablo couldn't have been a vegetarian, and you have the what's it called? The they go to they're hiding in the RV, and it's not called out, but you can briefly see the thing that Brandy picks to tie up the wound, is actually a t-shirt that says Pablito's Fish and Chips, so that's a neat little detail. I like, did you find anything? No, just gross old man stuff. And, yeah, Kelly is like, okay, I don't want to hurt Pablo. Let's tie him up. Maybe there's some rope or some duct tape or something. And the Brandy is like, how about some guns, knives, starting some shit? And yeah, I really like the detail that finally Ash did have, now that he has the money to, he had the RV, the windows reinforced, because that is kind of a thing when you're dealing with deadites. They break in through so yeah. Let's see, and this thing of, they hear Pablo's voice and they're like, how did he get in? And it's like, oh no. And take off the bandage, and his mouth is on her knee. Very, yeah, very nicely done. Reminiscent of the start of Evil Ash as just like an eye on regular Ash's shoulder. And good Ash, good, bad, he's the guy with the gun. And I think that is everything that I had for the whole. Oh right, yeah. And at one point, they're like, Kelly, left her cell phone. Meanwhile, Brandy's is dead, which, I maybe that can help explain the ban on TikTok. I don't know. That's a joke, obviously. Yeah, and the let's see. Yeah, so in this episode, Ruby, she goes to the what's it called? Yeah, she goes to, she finds Dalton, gets nothing out of him, and isn't careful enough to stop him from shooting himself, which, yeah, if you're 100% down with a group like that, yeah, you probably have agreed, if I get caught, it's better this way. Let's see, and yeah, at one point she goes into the Previtt residence, and there's some stuff going on with the book, so she looks, and the blood stain enables her to communicate with Kaya. So we're starting to see some payoff on, Dalton told us about Kaya, and evidently they can communicate using Facebook Messenger, so that's very convenient. And of course the Ash section of the episode was great with, yeah, I got a daughter, she hates me, she's really stubborn. Oh, she's smart, I like her already. Tell her everything good about me. Ah, don't worry, Pops, it won't take long. And the let's see, what's the, yeah, very cool to see Force Ghost Brock again. The and I appreciate that they, he almost immediately gets to looking the way he normally does, and yeah, Ash is like, what's happening? How are you here? What's a Force Ghost? And Brock just perfectly deadpans, I don't know what a Force Ghost is, and I don't fucking care. But yeah, he shows him this memory, and you have this thing of the well, it's just like It's a Wonderful Life. I've always been partial to It's a Bundyful Life, but and actually, yeah, fuck, I haven't actually watched the original Wonderful Life. I've only seen like references, pastiche, and such. Maybe I should watch it at some point. I've heard some good things. I do like, I can't believe I'm blanking on his name, but I like the main actor from other stuff. I've mostly known from like Hitchcock joints, but yeah. Yeah, so he shows him, and he's like, what? I thought you'd be happy. There's a dead guy in the cellar. You're welcome. And yeah, very clever that, yeah, one of the Knights of Samaria. And this is, we didn't know until this episode that this happened, but it makes a lot of sense. Why would Dalton be the first Knight of Samaria to try to get near Ash? Like the fact that Ash, that was like 30 years ago that Ash killed, all these Deadites, and he's apparently been the prophesied one since like the Middle Ages. So yeah, it's really just a matter of time. Like, I'm sure word got around that, this guy, yeah, killed a bunch of people in a cabin. The Knights were like, it sounds like that might be, something with, yeah, Kandarian demons, and so yeah. Let's see, and yeah, Brock is just as stubborn and not thinking things through as Ash. Like, let's see, and yeah, I guess this was why Brock stopped the hardware store, because the dead guy in the cellar. Let's see. I forget if I said in an earlier video, once we met Brandy, thinking back, I thought that was going to be the thing that Brock was going to, would have told Ash in season 2 right before he died, that he has a daughter, but instead it was this. Let's see, and then. Yeah, the detail that, so he goes. I liked Ash trying to talk to past Brock, and he's like, "Why am I asking you?" Let's see, but yeah, and yeah, bringing back the missing pages was very clever. Because yeah, like as of the end of the second movie, it logically follows that the pages would still be in the cabin after that. The knights went to the cabin, got the pages, were looking for Ash. Just, yeah. Let's see. I really feel like the show's done a good job of picking up these. They're not like plot holes, but they're little loose ends that you could turn into something. If you only watch the movies, it's like, yeah, it's fine. Like, he stopped the Kandarian demons in the cabin. He doesn't need the missing pages anymore. And let's see, but yeah, Ash breaks open the thing, and the guy's not there. And yeah, first thought is he's a deadite. You find yourself wondering, could a deadite have survived for this long? I mean, hypothetically, we don't really know. We've never seen a deadite just be, but yeah, no, he didn't become a deadite, and he didn't survive for like forever. He got up once he woke up, realized he couldn't get out, had some spam. I don't know. Personally, I don't like spam. That's a terrible impersonation. In my defense, it's been like, I don't know, 10 years since I last watched that sketch. But yeah. Now I got the song stuck in my head. Fuck. Let's see. Yes, and he painted on the walls, which really reminded me of like that specific part of Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles. But yeah, that works well as this thing of, it happened off screen, and now the characters are reacting to it, and that's something you can get something out of. And yeah, the rift, looking forward to finding out more about that, seeing more of what, that is quite clever. Let's see, and it's exactly the kind of thing, of someone so dedicated to this thing, as the Knights of Cimmeria must have to be. Yeah, he wouldn't just like despair in this situation. He'd do what he could to try to fix things. And yeah, Ash, Brock mentions, oh, Prevet, yeah, there's a woman like that in town, or was. And Ash goes to the address, and yeah, finds the nursery, and we see that the woman is still alive, and very cleverly, she's been singing a lullaby to try to, be like, oh, please don't eat me. And Ash overhears, and it works well for like we in the audience like can maybe guess that it sounds like it might be the hitchhiker, but it is still creepy to hear a lullaby, and a huge chunk of the audience isn't going to understand because according to the subtitles, it's in Swedish. I am aware that there are a number of my fellow countrymen, my fellow Danes, who understand Swedish. I've never been one of them. I don't, there's some words that are practically the same. Those I understand. But then there's a bunch that really aren't. So I have no idea what she was. For all I know, it was like silly talk or something. But yeah, creepy lullaby in a language you don't understand. It doesn't sound like Kandarian, or Sumerian, rather. But, it's still just creepy enough. And yeah, Ash goes in there. There's a lock on the outside of the door. And yeah, she manages to pantomime to him, if you chainsaw the handcuffs open, the kid will hear it, It's just a kid sucking his thumb. That's not his thumb. That was great. That was a fantastic, because again, it is this, it's a kid sucking his thumb, It's like, maybe you think it's cute, maybe you think it's, whatever. But you don't think it's like pure evil, but the moment that it's not his thumb, yeah, that's really fucked up. They're doing a fantastic job. And also just when the kid like runs out, because that's again like, kids run. That's, they like to run. There's only so many things they can do. Running is one of them. Yeah, but then once he starts, and yeah, the screaming, it's like, nobody likes to hear a kid screaming. That's an unpleasant noise. But then he also like blows out the light, and you see the face is all fucked up. He's a demon. Let's see, and yeah, Ash tries to unscrew the thing, and the electronic hand, glitches out. Let's go with that, which we saw earlier, and I'm thinking it's because of the chewing on the wires that the Deadite Candace did. So very nice bit of setup and payoff there, and yeah, just really really love this episode. And yeah, so according to IMDb trivia, during a flashback, we learned that Ash's middle name is Joanna. Wow. 3 names, all of them are girls' names. Yes, I know that joke doesn't totally work, but I just like referencing that show. Yeah, and during the commentary, the actress Ariel Carver O'Neill consistently compliments one of her co-stars by referring to her as Lucy Flawless, which is... Yeah, I've heard others, I think even working on this show, call her that. And she's awesome. She's just so absolutely awesome. I think that covers what I had. I am going to miss Dalton, who I guess we might not see more of. I don't know, I guess it's possible we get like Ghost or Flashback or something, but yeah. I do really admire this show's willingness to just off characters that seem like, oh yeah, this is one of the regulars of the show. But yeah, let's see. I am probably gonna do the next episode in roughly a week, maybe slightly more or less. And yeah, I love the part at the very end of the episode when, so the kids just destroyed the light with the scream, total darkness, and Ash is like, how do you say up shit's creek in Norwegian? She's Swedish, Ash.